The ancient Stoics valued being careful about what they said and knowing when to be quiet. They knew that we don't need to share everything we think or go through. The Stoic philosopher Epicurus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." With this idea, let's look at 7 important Stoic lessons about what we should keep private to grow wiser and stronger. Firstly, avoid talking badly about yourself. A key rule in Stoicism, which is about building inner strength and resilience, is not to put yourself down. This suggests you should avoid negative self-talk even when you're alone with your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, a notable Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once advised, "Don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself." The purpose of this Stoic advice is to safeguard your self-esteem and mental health. Continuously thinking, "I'm bad at this," or "I can't get better," gradually weakens your confidence. Such negative self-judgments can severely impact your drive and slow down your personal development. To adhere to this Stoic insight, it's important to be aware of what you're thinking. Rather than criticizing yourself, focus on recognizing your abilities and potential. Encourage yourself by thinking, "I can do this, and even if it takes time, I'll succeed eventually." When you embrace this positive and forward-looking mindset, you strengthen your self-confidence and toughness, which is in line with the essential principles of Stoicism. Secondly, avoid bragging about self-improvement. Epictetus, a well-known Stoic philosopher, gives important advice regarding personal development. He wisely recommends that in our efforts to improve ourselves, we should act with modesty and care. This involves not loudly announcing our efforts and achievements to everyone. Instead, we should let our actions speak for themselves and show our progress. Essentially, Epictetus stresses that self-improvement should be a personal endeavor, done for our own growth rather than for external praise or acknowledgement. If we keep bragging about our progress, there's a risk of losing the genuine purpose behind our efforts. It's similar to declaring our goals before we reach them, which might unintentionally lessen our drive and dedication. Epictetus urges us to adhere to the timeless saying that actions speak louder than words. This implies that the true indicator of our self-improvement isn't found in our bold statements, but in the real changes we show in our actions, personality, and way of thinking. Genuine growth is shown in our actions, how we treat people, the wisdom we share, and the values we live by. The main point is that self-improvement should be a quiet and determined effort. Rather than making our intentions public, we should quietly and persistently work on ourselves. This way, our achievements naturally become evident and can motivate others. People tend to be more affected and impressed by the actual improvements they see in us than by mere words. As per Epictetus, the journey of self-improvement is best traveled with humility and simplicity. Our actions and their outcomes should speak for us, as this is the most authentic and effective way to inspire and impact others. Thirdly, avoid overindulgence. Musonius Rufus, an influential Stoic philosopher, provides important advice on the need for moderation in every part of life, especially in how we eat and drink. His insights reveal that too much indulgence can result in negative outcomes, like physical and mental strain and quicker exhaustion. Stoic philosophy underlines the importance of discipline and self-control as essential elements for success, both in our careers and in the wider scope of our lives. This implies that moderation is not just a recommendation, it's a crucial principle to adopt. Picture a swinging pendulum. At one end, there's overindulgence, like eating or drinking too much. This might bring short-term enjoyment, but in the end, it weighs down both our body and mind. For instance, eating too much can cause physical discomfort, health problems, and feelings of guilt or regret. In the same way, drinking too much can impair judgment and reduce self-control. On the other end, there's excessive restriction or abstinence. which can be just as harmful. It might cause feelings of missing out, annoyance, and strangely, might even lead to a wish to overindulge later. Musonius Rufus advises finding a balance, a middle way. The key is moderation. We shouldn't overeat to discomfort, but eat enough to be content. Similarly, we should drink in moderation, enhancing our experiences rather than spoiling them. As Musonius Rufus shows through Stoic philosophy, moderation isn't only about food and drink. It's a universal rule that applies to all parts of our lives. Practicing moderation means exercising discipline and self-control, which are not just helpful, but also crucial for achieving success and living a balanced life. Therefore, keep in mind, in the vast symphony of life, moderation plays a vital part, bringing harmony to our actions and leading to a more rewarding and balanced path. Fourth, avoid talking too much. Zeno, an ancient philosopher and the founder of Stoicism, shared a piece of wisdom that is still relevant in our busy, chatty world. He wisely pointed out, "You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so listen more than you speak." This seemingly straightforward advice has deep significance, encouraging us to think about how we communicate and connect with others. In today's world, where the demand for attention is louder than ever, following Zeno's advice has become more important. This noise often comes from social media, meetings, and daily talks, where everyone tries to make sure their voice is heard. But in our eagerness to express our thoughts, we sometimes overlook the great importance of listening actively and attentively. Listening is more than just being quiet. It involves fully focusing on someone, paying attention to their words, feelings, and the signals they don't speak out loud. When you really listen, you're giving a valuable gift: respect. This shows that you appreciate the person speaking's ideas, emotions, and experiences. In a noisy world, being a good listener makes you stand out and shows your empathy and thoughtfulness. By listening, you make room for deeper connections. People feel listened to, comprehended, and appreciated, which leads to stronger relationships and better communication. In both personal and professional environments, being a good listener can improve relationships, encourage teamwork, and build trust. Additionally, listening offers the chance to learn and develop. By really engaging with others' words, you can acquire new viewpoints, understandings, and knowledge. Listening turns into a tool for personal growth and a way to make well-informed choices. Zeno's ancient advice is still as applicable today. Silence is a source of great strength. In today's world, where expressing oneself is often the main focus, being a good listener is a practice of being mindful, showing respect, and being wise. Therefore, the next time you're in a conversation, keep in mind the power of listening, and you'll find a deep connection with others and a route to personal and professional development. Fifth, don't concentrate too much on the future. Stoicism teaches an important lesson about avoiding excessive focus on what's to come. Prominent Stoic philosophers like Epictetus remind us that some parts of life are just beyond our control. Stressing over things we can't control, like future events, past occurrences, or other people's thoughts and actions, can lead to needless worry and unhappiness. Epictetus, a well-known Stoic philosopher, highlighted that true happiness comes from releasing our fixation on things we can't control. He is known for saying, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." This Stoic teaching involves several key points. Firstly, understanding the limits of your influence is crucial. You can't control everything in your life, as some things are naturally out of your hands. Secondly, Stoicism encourages focusing on the present moment. Worrying about the past or future is discouraged in favor of living in the now. Lastly, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of choosing your reactions wisely. You might not have power over external situations, but you can control your response to them. Minimize stress. Constant fretting over potential future events leads to stress and anxiety. Stoicism instructs us to accept life's unpredictability and to welcome it instead of fighting it. This approach helps us lighten our mental load and live more peacefully. Stoic philosophy advocates for releasing excessive worries about the future and concentrating on what is within our control. Adopting this mindset can result in increased happiness, stronger resilience, and a calmer state of mind. Sixth, avoid being ungrateful. A vital part of how we interact with others involves showing gratitude or the lack of it. It's important to never give the impression that you're unappreciative, as life itself is an extraordinary gift, deserving gratitude for every moment given. Epictetus, the ancient philosopher, aptly said, "He is a wise individual who refrains from grieving over the things he lacks, and instead finds joy in those he possesses." This enduring advice reminds us to consistently recognize and appreciate the good things in our lives. Being ungrateful essentially means failing to acknowledge or appreciate the positives that life offers. This can take many forms, such as ignoring others' kindness or disregarding the comforts we enjoy daily. Showing gratitude is about recognizing the good in our lives and appreciating those who help us. Lack of gratitude can distance us from those around us, causing misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and a tense social environment. On the other hand, showing gratitude builds positive relationships and fosters a setting where everyone feels valued and respected. Seventh, refrain from complaining to lead a happier life. Many of us fall into the habit of complaining, often using it to express our annoyances or gain sympathy, yet it seldom leads to any improvement in situations. In fact, it usually adds negativity to our lives and affects those around us. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher, insightfully noted, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This suggests that our happiness is greatly influenced by our outlook and the way we choose to view and react to our surroundings. The problem with complaining is that it turns into a recurring, fruitless pattern. Complaining typically doesn't solve anything or bring about positive change. Rather, it fosters feelings of being a victim and powerless, reinforcing the belief that we're at the mercy of our situations. This mindset can heighten stress and annoyance. Additionally, frequent complaining can wear on our relationships. It's emotionally taxing for others, and eventually, they might be less willing to be supportive or friendly. Negative vibes are infectious, and complaining often multiplies them. The benefits of a positive outlook. Conversely, avoiding complaints and concentrating on positive aspects can greatly transform our lives. For example, 1. Better mental health. Stopping complaints clears your mind from fixating on issues, steering it towards solutions. This shift can decrease stress, boost emotional strength, and enhance mental health. 2. Improved relationships. Positivity attracts people. By not complaining, you're likely to develop stronger and more meaningful connections. 3. Greater productivity. Complaining can sidetrack us from taking action. A solution-oriented mindset leads to higher productivity and efficiency. 4. Appreciation for life. Avoiding complaints fosters gratitude. Appreciating even the small joys in life can lead to greater satisfaction and happiness. Suggestions for minimizing complaints. 1. Embrace mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and emotions. Being mindful helps you recognize when you're about to complain and change your thought direction. 2. Look for solutions. Confronted with a difficulty, focus on finding solutions and acting on them instead of ruminating on the problem. 3. Show gratitude. Regularly express thanks for the positive things in your life. Doing so can alter your view to focus more on life's positive sides. Complaining is a habit that tends to be unhelpful and can even cause harm. Adopting a mindset that is more positive and focused on solutions can lead to a life that is both happier and more satisfying. As Marcus Aurelius insightfully pointed out, happiness is found within us and in our thought processes. Adopting Stoic values can be a highly effective way to gain strength, wisdom, and inner calm in our lives. A critical element of Stoicism is the practice of selective silence, where we thoughtfully choose our moments to speak or to stay quiet. This careful approach to talking can significantly boost our personal development and our relationships with others. Stoicism teaches us that we don't have to share every thought or feeling. Much like some treasures are better kept hidden, some thoughts and feelings are best kept to ourselves, fostering deeper self-examination and growth. This kind of inward reflection is extremely valuable as we strive for a deeper comprehension of ourselves and our surroundings. The Stoics recognize the important role silence can play in our learning. Silence helps us listen more closely to our inner voices, see the world more clearly, and uncover insights that might get lost amid continuous talking. Essentially, practicing selective silence teaches us to approach life more deliberately and wisely, guiding us toward a life that is both deeper and more meaningful. The Stoics recognized that not every thought or experience needs to be shared with everyone. Similar to how we keep some treasures hidden away, certain thoughts and emotions are best kept to ourselves. This inner contemplation is highly valuable as we strive for a deeper comprehension of both ourselves and the world. According to the Stoics, silence is a valuable teacher. It allows us to listen more carefully to our inner thoughts, see the world more clearly, and uncover insights that might be drowned out in constant noise. By embracing selective silence, we can develop the skills to approach life with greater purpose and wisdom, resulting in a richer and more significant life. To sum up, Stoicism imparts the importance of discretion and the wisdom of selective silence. It underscores that we don't have to share every thought or feeling with everyone. By making mindful choices about when to speak and when to stay quiet, we can enrich our personal growth, achieve a deeper understanding of ourselves, and fortify our relationships with others. In a world that never stops talking, Stoicism invites us to appreciate the significance of purposeful, reflective silence as a route to a more meaningful and satisfying life.